think I'm up here to get as much money out of you as I can, right? But how many people actually know who the hell I am? Homer, yeah, mostly men do. Women that like Homer the True, they're very confused. Since I've been the voice of Marquette basketball since 1989, and I've been in town since 1989. Now I'm at well, actually we changed now. We're 94.5 ESPN in Milwaukee. You listen to the show from 2 until 4. The people that asked me to raise as much money as possible knew that I've done this at other charities, but they probably didn't know that this is my life. So all these stories that you heard, I've lived them. And I say this to people who've experienced this because there's no way you can understand it if you haven't. And so when I say this, you have no idea the greatness of the stories of these people that are members. Okay? My son has just become a member, and he's already told me he doesn't like the place. But you have no idea the joy of seeing somebody smile and the ability of the Grand Avenue Club to do anything. So one, you can't understand the greatness of just to see somebody smile and the stories you hear. And two, understand, it can change tomorrow. Tomorrow they can say, I don't want to go there anymore. Now what do? I don't know, then you, just like our family, you go to plan number 365. And the Grand Avenue Club is plan 376 or whatever. You'll hope that you can create that happiness. Or when you see her Fred's story. And I admit, I mentioned Fred because he's got a lot of hair and I wish I had hair. But it's the hardest thing I've ever done with my life. Our son is 37. We started this at 7 in terms of realizing it was a little bit different. And Dr. Tony Meyer, some of you may know who he is, said he could end up at Harvard and then the next day he could be on the streets. To which my wife and I said, that's the best we've got? No, that's the world that it's going to exist in the past. How do you respond to someone who says, I will never have kids because I don't want them to live as painful a life as I have? What do you say to that? There are people here that have lived it and understand it. And it gets better the next day. And please understand, I'm really positive. I have incredible faith in our son, who, you can look at the stuff, he's an incredible artist. And at one point in my life, I felt as a terrible parent because I wasn't earning enough money from his artwork where he could do whatever he wants. And then I realized, that's worth nothing. I think I could make $1 million selling his artwork. You know what it would be? Nothing. Until I go over to where he lives and he smiles. That's what I want. I just want him to have a life and enjoy his life one day. Why do I say all this? So that you can fully appreciate the incredible performance of the Grand Avenue Club. With the understand, they don't say it, but I'm telling you, they know that the next day it could change totally and everything could be lost what they had. And you know what these people will do? They'll get up the next day and try it again. It's the first thing I learned when I walked in that building is they care. They care. That's all you can get. Because you know why? It's the most frustrating thing you'll ever experience. I don't know how anybody can be a psychiatrist. They've come up with these incredible medicines that give people a chance they never had. And you know what those people do? They won't take them because it makes them feel different. How can you be a psychiatrist? I quit. There's no hope. The ones you want to be around are the ones who care. They accept it, and then you have people like this, you have days like this, and so there are a few days in which I was rich, because I shop at all. Nobody rich shops at all. I tell that joke, you make one, nobody laughs. That's fine. But you can't have enough money, give these people enough money, without understanding what they go through day to day. The most important thing, and I'm no doctor, but I was smart enough to be one, whatever that means, that you have to fill their time. The successful they can't stand time. What happens with time? They think about their situation even more. They obsess on themselves even more, and it makes things worse. So whatever you can do, fill their time. Grand Avenue, they figured that out. You can have breakfast there. You can do anything there. Why? To fill time so you focus less on yourself and try to have a successful life. The hardest part for me about Grand Avenue Club is, how the hell did I not know about it? We've been dealing with this 30 years in Milwaukee. I know everything. Our daughter worked at the 16th Street Club, or 16th Street Clinic. And she said, maybe Ben, sorry, I didn't want to mention his name, maybe you should go to the Grand Avenue Club. I go, what is that? I work on the Grand Avenue Mall. I can't be. How do I not know about it? I have one thing you can be guaranteed of, and I was happy to hear the therapist. I will make sure every therapist within 60 miles of this city knows about the Grand Avenue Club. And should be telling every patient. They care. You walk in, you find out pretty quickly. They care. Works one day, doesn't work the next, they get it. That's part of it. So, for those of you that have lived it, I just want you to feel comfortable that somebody else has lived it too. And you know what? It sucks. It sucks every day of my life. But worse than that, you know what? It sucks every day of my son's life. It does. That's why the challenge